Welcome to Raj Online Trainings. In the series of UI full stack web development, let us go with one more new topic under HTML, that is how to create this HTML forms. The main use of going with this HTML forms is it is used to accept the user input. Let us understand more on this. So the main topic is creating HTML forms. What is the main use of HTML forms? HTML forms are used to accept the user input. So the user input we can accept in the form of text fields. We can accept in the form of text fields, password fields. What is the meaning of password field? The characters what we type, it is not visible to us. It will be hidden to us. We can accept in the form of text area. So mainly text area to accept the addresses, multiple lines of text. It is mainly to go with multiple lines of text. Whereas text field, it's only single line of text. Single line of text. Even password is also single line of text. So when we want to accept the data in multiple lines, we go with text area, then check boxes, then radio buttons. So the difference between checkbox and radio is checkbox we can go with multiple selection, radio we can go with single selection. Then we can make use of range. We can accept the data in the form of a date. We're having, we can upload the file using file. We can even go with search. We can go with the time, month, date, time. Date, time means we can display date as well as time. We can go with the select. So where we can go with select list of options. So where it is going to display the list of options, among that we can select the options. We can go with the like submit button, submit. We can just go with the button. We can go with reset like this. So these are the different types of form fields we are having. So let us understand all this by using an example application. Let me open Visual Studio Code, and in our folder HTML programs, let us create a new file. Right click and say new file. So here you can choose new file, and let us go with the name of the file as HTML form.html. Now take the template, exclamation, press enter key, it takes the complete template. So here we are going to discuss about HTML form. In the body section, whenever we want to create a HTML form, we make use of the tag form tag. Form tag is used to create a HTML form. Whenever you want to create a form, we make use of its tag form tag. So make use of the form tag here. Form. Now, let us suppose we want to accept the name. So we'll go with the label name. We'll go with the label name. You can even use this label name. Now, for this label name, we want to go with a text field. So where user can fill the value in the text field. So how to create a text field? You can say input type equal to text. Input type equal to text. That's it. It's going to create a text field. Let me show this. Open it in browser. Right click and say open in browser. Say it is going with the label name and the text field where user can fill the data in this text field. Let us break the line. Now let us go with the label password. I want to go with the password. Then we'll say input type equal to password. When we say password, the characters what we type. See here, let me reload. So it's going with password. The password what we type, the characters are not visible to us. The next one, address. So just I'll directly say address here instead of going with a label. I'm just going with address. So here we want to go with multiple lines of text. To go with multiple lines of text, we make use of text area. Text area, the number of rows. Here we go with number of rows like 4, and the number of columns. Number of columns will say some 20. This is for text area. See here, if you reload, we get a text area where we can type multiple lines of text here. The next one, age. When you go with age, here we'll say input type equal to number. Here we want to accept the data in the form of which format? Number type. Number. Input type equal to number. Here, when we reload, so here, if you are typing some characters, it won't allow. Only it is going to allow only the numeric part here. So if you are trying to type any alphabets, it won't allow you to enter here. That's the meaning of input type equal to number, means we can type only numbers, digits only. The email. Email. Input type equal to email. Input type equal to email. So when you go with email, so what we can accept when you reload here, so we are getting email. So if you are just typing only this, right, it won't allow. When you click on submit button, that will show you how to go with email checking also. Input type equal to email. Then skills. Input type equal to checkbox. Input type equal to checkbox. Then I'll say here skills like HTML. Then input type equal to checkbox. CSS. Then input type equal to checkbox. JavaScript, like this. These are the skill set. Let me even take the next one. Gender. Gender will say input type equal to radio. Input type equal to radio. Then input, let me go with the value like male, and here input type equal to radio, female. Here, if we reload your page, here we get a skill set, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, like this. Then, so here we are using, so not required, because we want to display this male female in the same line. Here male female. So out of this we can select only one, but it is selecting multiple. We'll discuss why it is going with multiple also. Then how to make it single selection. So in order to make it single selection, we have to use the names. We have to use the name of the form fields. We have to use the name. So when we use the name, like name equal to R1, and for the second radio button also name equal to R1. Then now if you reload, now out of these two we can select only one. So when we are giving the same name to these two radio buttons or multiple radio buttons, then it will become like a group. So in that group it's going to select only one radio button. Then pairing the next one, input type equal to range. Input type equal to range, minimum equal to some 0, max equal to some 10. Max equal to 10. Now see, when we reload, we get the range. So we can drag and here like this, minimum, maximum like this. This is for range. Then the next one, we want to accept something like the date of birth. Date of birth. So for this, we go here, input type equal to date. input type equal to date. So here when we reload our page, here we are getting the date of birth, where user can choose the date here, some specific date. So you can choose the year, choose the month, choose the year, choose some year, choose the month and some date. So we can choose some date over here. Then the next form field is upload. Upload a file. Upload a file. To upload a file, here we have to choose input type equal to file. Input type equal to file. So when you say input type equal to file, here we will be getting here the label upload a file, choose a file. So we can choose some file over here. We can choose any file and we can say open. That file will be uploaded. Okay. There. So whenever you want to upload some files, what values we have to use? Input type equal to file over here. There. If you want to search anything, input type equal to search. Input type equal to search. Now see when we reload, so here it will look similar to text field only, but when you are typing it, it's going to show a crossbar where if you click on this crossbar, it is going to remove the text. That's the difference between text field and search field. Then next one, input type equal to time. So where user can fill the value of the time over here. Here if you reload, here we can choose the time. So some hours. We can fill the value of the time. Then we are having input type equal to month. Input type equal to month. Here when we reload, here we can choose the month value. So we can choose some month and year of it. Then we are having one more, input type equal to date time local. So when we choose here date time local, then here when you reload, here in this one we can choose date, we can choose the date, and we can even choose the time also. We can even choose the what? Time also. So both the things we can choose in one field only. The next one. So for example, if you are taking a label like net salary, input type equal to text, and we are saying read only. So when we choose this attribute read only, then user cannot fill the value in this text field. User cannot fill the value in this text field. If you are trying to fill some data in this text field, it is not possible. That is the meaning of read only attribute. Then location. So here I want to choose a location, then we go with select. So here we go with the list of options. Option. We'll say something like Hyderabad. Option Chennai. Option Delhi, like this. Then now see when we reload, so here it's going to show the drop down list. From this you can select the value over here. So when we reload, which option to be displayed to you first, then we can use here option selected. When we choose option selected, when we reload, see here by default it's going to show what here? Delhi to us. So what is the default one should be visible when we load the page. That's the meaning of selected over here. The next one, we are having preferred locations. That means out of the given list, I want to select multiple. Like example, here we go with the preferred locations. Preferred locations. Among this, we want to select multiple. Then here we use the attribute select multiple. Now see when we reload, see here from this given list, we can select multiple using control key. Using control key, we can select multiple. The next one, submitting our form. So we are having two types of submit buttons. Input type equal to submit. Value on the button is submit. value on the button is submit. And here we are having input type equal to button, value equal to something like next. So the value what you want to display on the button. Then we are having one more like input type equal to reset. Then now see, when we reload, we are getting see 3 buttons. Submit, the meaning of these 3 differences: submit, to submit our data to a server, so that the server is going to process our data. Next is like a button. Button is related to the same page. It's only related to the same page. Only same page will get reloaded over here. So mainly when you are sending data to the server, we use submit. If it is related to the same client side, we use button. Reset is for what? The values whatever we are filling in the form, I want to reset all the values, then we use reset. When you say reset, all the form data will be clear to us. That's the difference between submit button and reset button. Right? Now, so these are the form fields. Now let us understand the attributes present in this form fields. So for example, in this name, I want to make it mandatory, means the value should be filled compulsory. Then here we have to use input type text, will say required. So when we use the attribute required, if you are not filling the data in the name and trying to submit the data, see here it's saying, say, please fill out this field. Please fill out this field. Now if I use one more attribute under this text, if I go with one more attribute like max length 10 characters, means in this text field we can type maximum 10 characters. After that it won't allow. If you are trying to type the data after 10 characters, it won't allow. That is the meaning of this max length is equal to 10. Similar way for this participant also you can use a required. Then min length, minimum length of your password is 4 characters. Now see, when we reload, and if you are not typing any password, if you say submit, it will say please fill out these fields. If you are not filling any data, it will say please fill out these fields. Then now if I am typing only 3 characters, say it is saying see, please lengthen this text to 4 characters or more, because minimum characters what we have to type in the password is 4 here. That's the meaning of this min length equal to 4. Then coming to this age, input type equal to number. Input type equal to number. The minimum value what we can enter in this one is like 18. The maximum is some 50. Means in this age we can type the value between 18 to 50 only. See here. When we reload, I'm typing the name, we are typing the password, some address, age. See here. See here, you can see these buttons. See here, it's increasing C, but it's starting with C 18 only. It's starting with 18. If I'm trying to type some value like 12, and if I say submit, it's saying see the message value must be greater than or equal to 18. If you type something like 65, it is saying see value must be less than or equal to 50 here. Right? That is the use of this min equal to 18, max equal to 50. Then coming to this email, if you are typing some email, like this, and if you say submit, it's saying see please include an @ in the email address. So after this we have to use compulsory @ something like xyz.com, like this. Then only it's going to accept your data. Then next one, checkboxes. Radio buttons, checkbox where we can select multiple, and radio single selection. Checkbox is multiple, radio single selection. Right? Now what are the values we are entering into this form? How to read the values? The value what you enter in this text field, how to take the value of this text field? By using the name. By using what? The name. So name equal to some, I'll say some student name. How to take the value of this password? Name equal to password. We are having very important attribute name. So by using this name only, we can read this form data. Similar way, if I want to take the value of this radio button, we use the name. And when I select this radio button mail, what value it has to take from that? So we can provide the value of this value what you are selecting. If I want to take the value of this radio button, what value we are providing for that radio button? Here also we can provide the values for your checkboxes also. Value equal to HTML, value equal to CSS, value equal to JavaScript, like this. Meaning when we submit our form, then when we are choosing this HTML and JavaScript, what is the internal value of this checkboxes? HTML and JavaScript. These values it's going to take internally. Similar way, when we choose here gender, male, female, the internal values it's going to select. For example, if I'm choosing male, what is the internal value for this radio button? Male. This value will be given to the server, right? So this value attribute is used to store the value of that form field, right? Right? This is very, very important. So whenever you want to accept some data from the user, we are going to make use of HTML forms. And how to create HTML form? By using form tag. Here we are having different type of form fields like text field, password field, number type, email, checkboxes, radio buttons, range, date, file. It's mainly to upload the file, search, time, month, date, time, local. It's for displaying date, even date, time, and even the time also we can select. We can select the date and even time also. What is the use of read only? So that value we cannot fill. So once you do some calculations, we can fill the data in the text field that we discuss when we come to JavaScript. And we can go with select to select the list of options. Single selection means select. If you want to go with multiple selection, select multiple. And here we go with the three type of buttons like submit button, button and reset. Submit we generally use when you want to send your data to a server. Button we use like at the client side only. It is only for the client side to display the data in the client side level only. No need to connect to server. And reset to make our form fields totally clear, right? So please practice this, very, very important. That's about HTML forms. Please subscribe, like and share. Thank you.